Hey folks, hope you're doing well today. I've got a project I'm working on that I wanted to share with you. What I'm doing is I'm putting on a fuse panel system, basically on my Honda CRF 300L. Now, this is the system I'm going with. This is from a company called Eastern Beaver. They're out of Japan. This is supposedly like a plug and play system. For the 300 and the 250 and the rallies also. This particular system, this is the MD47 4CS. I'm not sure what CS means, but one fuse direct red. And what that means basically, what I'm going to have here is I'm going to have 3 switched outlets and 1 constant hot. And the reason why I want to do this, I know that the 300 has an accessory plug in the underneath the headlight, but mine has the rally tower. You can't see that right now, sorry. And I don't want to dig into that, so I'll be digging into the rear of the bike, taking the seat off, fender off, and the left-hand side panel. And just to show you real quick what this system comes with, this is a real high-quality system. I've been using Eastern Beaver for years. They have these caps with fuses. These is where your fuses go. This is my little case, and also these little plugs where you would plug in your accessories, and we'll cover that. But let's get started. I got to remove the seat. I got to remove the left panel, and then I'm going to go over taking off the rear fender, which is pretty easy. So let's get on moving with that. Okay, some simple tools I'm going to need. Pretty much I'm going to need a 5 and a 6 for removing of the seat and for removing the rear fender. I need a wire stripper of some sort. This is the one I use. I love this thing. It works great. This is Klein Tools. I think I got this at Home Depot or something. Wire cutters. Anything basic wire cutter. A voltmeter comes in handy. Something just tell you what your volts are. Dielectric grease. That comes in handy too. Possibly some of these splices. I'm not sure yet. And some zip ties. And possibly a 10 or an 8 or a 12 millimeter. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. All right, let's get moving on the seat. My seat setup's a little differently. Normally, if you have a stock seat, you're going to have to remove this bolt and this bolt to take the seat off. I did take my rear rack off, so we won't have to worry about that. But let's get the stock seat off. I just have a 1 bolt system here, and I can pretty much do it by hand, which is nice. And if you're interested in my my quick seat removal, I'll show you here in a second. I am going to be making some, and if you're interested in that, I do have a video on that. I will link it in the description. Take this off. Basically, this sucker right here, just 1 bolt comes from underneath the fender, and that's that. Comes off real easy. These stock seat bolts are typically a 6. Mine are a 5 because I like minimal amount of tools. Let's remove the left side panel first. Got to do that. Remove the left side panel. 1 6 millimeter here. I've already taken the pin out here, so we won't have to do that. Come on, baby. And I'll need to take this one out right here. Right there. And the left side is where your battery is located. We will need access to that. Actually, I didn't take this out. I lost it. And I'm going to do something different with that because those pins kind of suck. Take the left side panel off. Put that aside in a safe place. I would need to take the rear fender off. Let's do that. To remove the fender, there's 4 bolts. There's one here, 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 and here. There are some specialty step washers in here that you need to be aware of. So there's one. Here's that kind of the specialty stepped washer. Don't lose it. Let's take this one out. I've obviously already loosened these, and I put in some much shorter bolts just for demonstration purposes. These two back here. This also has the specialty washers that you need to be aware of. Those right there. Let's take this one off. Get your specialty washer out. That one. Set that aside in a safe place. And this is kind of got some little clips, no big deal. And two little pins right there and there that hook into right there. So we can put the fender aside. Okay, now here's where we want to get into right here. And this is going to be connected to, let me just cut this zip tie quick. The Eastern Beaver thingy dingy is going to be connected to your license plate light. Mine has already been removed. The previous owner removed it. It would be this 2-prong plug. There's only one 2-prong plug in here, and that's for your light, your license plate light. This is for the brake light right here, and these are for your blinkers right there. So this plug and play system, all it's going to do is it's going to plug into this right here. Boom. And this would plug into your light if you had a light. I don't have one, and you do not need a light for this system to work. So I'm just simply going to kind of stuff this back in here. I'm going to unplug this because I want this coming underneath. This does unplug pretty easily, but I want it to come around here on the left side of the bike. So I'm going to fish this underneath like so, and plug it back into my plug like so. There we go. Okay, now I can have this, string this along, and let's cover this back up and zip tie it right away. Okay, and I'm going to want to feed this down here. This is a relay, and what this relay does, it's hooked up to your light switch. So when you turn your key, it goes in the relay, it flips this switch and sends power to your other outlets. So let's feed this down here. I'm going to want, here's the negative battery cable. I'm going to feed that. I want to feed that underneath here, through here, like so. Positive battery cable. Feed that through here, like so. We'll have to get these wires all arranged. These are going to be my plugs for my accessories, and I'm going to feed these down here, and I want to get them over here into this electrical box where my main fuses are and stuff, or as close as possible, like so. This is a little twisted. I want this to end up, something like that. Put these down through here. Feed those down. Come on now. Okay, so there's that. I want this to kind of be this to kind of be, why is that all twisted up? This to kind of be like right, let me get this underneath here like that. There we go. Want this to be kind of like right there, and these to be like right here. So I can secure this somehow. And I want my wire tucked away. So I think I'll zip tie this right away if I can. If zip tie will fit through there. Oh yes. Okay, zip tie there. Zip tie there. And one more here should do it, I think. Just to keep it out of harm's way. And we'll snip those off right away. Snip this off. Snip this off. And snip this off. Okay. So now, as you can see, I have my fuses here. This is my relay. I'll have to secure that. I don't know, I guess I could secure it like right there. That would work. Or just let her flop. But I'm not going to mess with these right away. First, I've got to get into my battery area. Actually, no, I don't. I want to wire everything up first, I think. I've got to make some plugs. I've got to make some plugs for these right here. And this black and red one here, this is my constant hot. These are the 3 switched. So to make plugs, gosh, maybe I'll put my seat back on just so I can have a work area. And this will also help us to verify that everything is okay to go. Make sure there's nothing hitting. Looks good. Okay, now we got to make some plugs. And what we've got to do, we have to figure out, these are the plugs here, we have to figure out what accessories we want and put wire leads to them. Now what I've done here, I've gone ahead and I've determined what's hot, what wire's hot, and it's on each side. So I've marked that red, black, so hot ground, hot ground, hot ground, hot ground. Okay, we got to make our first plug. This is the little guy right here. And what I need to do is I need to strip this wire, which I've already done. And this is where this crimper comes in handy with these little guys here. This is what this crimper is made for. If you're doing any electronics, this comes in super handy. Now, the problem I have is this is a little seal, which I don't necessarily have to have. It's a little rubber seal that I have to fit over this wire. And I put a little bit of dielectric grease on here. And I've got to try and fit this little thing right here over that wire insulation, which can be kind of a booger. It usually does not want to go. It's all bound up and stuff like it's doing now. And kind of, I don't think you have to use these, but I'd like to. I got it on there. Just keep working it, I guess. There, I got it by holding on to the end of the wire with my fingers, pulling it on. There we go. Okay, that's on now. Now we need to crimp this pin on there. And generally I like to just, so this needs to be opened up just a little bit. And open that up just a hair. And this is going to crimp on the insulation right here. It's going to crimp on the wire right there. So I like to get it started in my crimper. It goes this way. You can see that. Just get it started. I put my wire in. Okay, so I know that this is my hot. So this should go in. It can only go in one way. There's little clips on here that it has to clip onto, so I think it's this way. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Dang it. It goes this way. No wonder. There we go. Click. And frostbite. There we go. Click, click. Okay, let's get our little plugs in here. So I got hot to that one. Let's get our little plugs pushed in there, if they'll go. It should go all the way in, I believe. Okay, so there's one plug made. Okay, I'm going to make another plug for my battery tender. This is called an SAE square plug. You might have seen these like on my battery tender or the alligator clips. Looks something like that. So you can plug it directly in. With this, I can just plug in my battery tender straight into here, like so. So I don't have to use the alligator clips. I can just get rid of those. But I need to determine the length of this. And this one here, generally a lot of times, like I'm going to have one going up front. It's going to have a black and red wire like so. The red one's going to be hot, which I don't want here coming straight out of the battery. I want this one to be, I want this to be hot, and I want this to be negative. So this one is like directional, but you see here, if I make this hot and this negative, and I make this hot going out, and I can plug that in, and now my red wire on the other end will be covered. If that makes sense. It'll be covered like this, so it can't arc out on anything. But I need to determine the length of this. This is, I'm going to go to my constant hot, so I can charge the battery up if I want to, and also I can use it for other accessories like a electric air pump, something like that. But I'm going to need about, dang it, about yay much wire, so I'm going to cut that off. And let me prep that, and we'll get right back to you. Okay, let's try this again. I think I found the key to putting these little rubber thingies on. I got to twist that on. Twist that on. The key is to keep your wire a little longer. Grab the end of it and pull it on. And it comes on real easy. And I did have to reverse that. When I stripped this wire back, this wire was red, this was black. So I reversed that because I didn't want this to be hot. So I put on some shrink tube on there, so I can tell what's what. So let's get these crimped on, see how that goes. Hopefully it'll go pretty good. Make sure our wire's sufficiently long. That one already looks a little long. You can kind of see how the length should be. This should crimp down on the insulation. This should crimp down on your wire. That wire's a little long. I want that tight as possible. So I'm going to shorten that down a bit. Shorten that down a hair. Make sure that that looks good now. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's get this loaded up into my crimper. That one's too wide. I gotta manually crimp that down a little bit so it'll fit in there. Come on. There we go. Let's get it started. Put the wire in. Crimp it. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect. A little bent. Can unbend that, I think. Okay, let's try the second one. See how it looks. I'm going to cut a little bit of that off too. That's a little long. These wire cutters suck. They're pretty bad. Pretty dull. I need some new ones. I've been using those for years. Too many years, I guess. Twist that real good. Make sure it fits. That looks pretty good. Load this up into the crimper. I need to crimp that down a little. Push it down just a hair so it'll fit in there. They're lined up like so. Put my wire in. Usually go till it stops, crimp it. And there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, hot is going to be this one right here. I know that because I followed the wire back to the covered part. So like I said, this is going to be constant hot, so I do not want this pole here hanging out in the wind touching stuff. So with that one, I know if I follow it back, follow that line, that's going to be covered up. So my hot, I'm going to put it the right way this time. Frostbite this way. Should click in. Shouldn't come out. And this one should click in. There we go. I heard that audible click. That looks good. I'm going to put my little booties in there. Try to. And get my shrink tube. This shrink tube is really tight. My shrink, oh, too far. Uh-oh, that pulled out. Dang it. Not supposed to pull out like that. Why did you pull out? Let me pull this back. Oh, man. Just making a mess of this, aren't I? Okay, let's try that again. That should be an audible click. And it shouldn't pull out. It is pulling out though. It's not clicking in properly. Why? These little tabs must be bent over. Or something else is interfering. Maybe because it's bent. I can't straighten that out, but there we go. There it goes. Now that, hear that click? Click. Now it should be in there. Okay, now we're good. Passes the pull test. Okay, now we're ready to hook up the battery and test everything out. Okay, for now, I'm just going to put a couple fuses in here. 10 amp in the black one and also in the yellow. This would be yellow. This would be white and purple. I don't know if we can see that, but that'll correspond down here. This would be my hot, constant hot. This is the yellow I'm doing now, and these two I'm not going to have. So I'm going to hook this up to the battery real quick, and then we can plug these in and test them out. Okay, I got to feed my leads in here. Here's my positive lead. I got to decide how I want that run. I think I'll run it. Maybe that's too close. Down and around to here. Get that out of the way. I have a little bit different bolt here. This is a 3mm Allen head. I'm going to disconnect that. And we'll get my positive lead on first. Positive lead here. That through. Uh-oh, dropped my bolt. Dang it. That through there. That through there. That snug down. Trying to get that in a good position. I'm not sure where it's going to fit properly quite yet. I'll just leave that somewhat loose for now. And the negative cable, it's kind of long, so I'm gonna run this down through here. You'll just wrap it all the way around the battery, I guess. Oh, that's not gonna work. It's kind of a tight fit. I might have to loosen this bolt here to give me some room. I'll do that later. For now, I just need to loosen the negative terminal on the battery. I just want to test this for now. So this will not be a finished product. Semi-finished. Just for testing purposes. Okay. I'll tuck all that away nice and neat later. I just want to test this for now. This tight. And get this one tight. Okay. Put my 3 back. Okay, now we can test this one to make sure that it works. And I've got my, where's my cable? Here it is, right here. I'll plug that in. And I'll show you how I'm going to test that. How does that go? This goes this way. So how I'm going to test it is I'm going to use this SAE charger. This is an on-off, so I can just simply plug that in. And we have 12.8 volts. I really like these things. They've got, this one here has a Type-C and a USB-A. So we know that works. That's cool. And this can also be used as a charger. You can turn it on and off, which is nice. So I know that this is constant hot. Now I can test the other one that I have my gerbing jacket to, and how I can test that. It'll be this yellow and black one here, and I will plug that in. And this is a 5mm, is that right? Is it 5mm plug? And that should go into here. And this is my switch here. So if that light turns green, it's not, oh, I gotta have the key on. I have the key on. Okay, now it should work. Yep, there it goes. So that's working. Okay, cool. So now with the Eastern Beaver kit, I can take my fuse plug, my fuse caps, and I can just simply cap those off. There's one, and there is two, and those should snap in, I believe. There it goes, click, click. Okay, good, cool. So that is the Eastern Beaver 4CS 4 outlet plug. I'll have to wire these up. Like I said, I've got I'm gonna have my heated jacket also on my dash. Let me show you my dash here real quick. Show you this here. I'm gonna have this SAE square plug go up to a splitter. So I will have this USB port here. I made this little dash here so I can actually have two of these if I want. And now this will be on switched power. That's not hooked up to anything right now. And my GPS will be on switched power as well. So, all right, I hope you found that helpful. Hope you found that informative. If you've got any questions or comments, I will leave a link to Eastern Beaver. They do, like I said, they do make great products. They have a 3 outlet, they have a 2 outlet, a 3 outlet, 4 outlet, and they have an 8 outlet. And the 8 is really cool because it's actually, it's just about double this size. It's really, really compact, really nice. It's about $116. This system here was, I believe, $65. I can't remember if there was shipping or not. It took a few weeks to get in from Japan, but great system, highly recommended. So I hope I didn't leave anything out. I'm not sure, don't think so. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. All right, Frostbite out. Adios. Power. We got the power. Check it. Okay, I've got, I think I've got everything ready to go here. It's time for the testing. Let's turn on the bike. I'm just going to power it up. Okay, GPS came on. Is it charging? Yes, it is. Let's try the phone. Is that coming on? Yes, it is. Let's use my thumb. Here we go. I did add another charging port over here. Let's see if that comes on. Yes, it is. Let's start the bike. All right. Seems like my brightness is weird. Okay. Okay. Sunglasses. It's a perfect day to test out the heated jacket. It's about 50 degrees. Uh-oh. Gotta see what's gonna drop out. What did I forget to put away? Dielectric grease. Throw that in the old tank bag. Let's see if the heated jacket works. I'll know pretty quick. This thing heats up to 130 degrees in, I think it's 3 to 5 seconds. Glovies on. Okay, get on the bike. Let's see. No. Let's plug the jacket in. Where's my plug? There it is. There. Let's turn this on. It says an indicator light, so I'll know right away. Feel it? Oh yeah, she's coming on all right. Let's see what fails, if anything. I don't know. Oh, that feels good. It's a little heat on me. It feels good. View map. Ready to navigate. Let's see if it... Hopefully nothing will fail. Make sure I got that locked. I don't think I do. I'll go to my stoppy stop place and check things out. If they've done anything to my stoppy stop place. You know, the city was doing some work over here. There's definitely been some traffic through here. doop. That's some gravel. Should I try and climb the hill? Sure, why not? Let's go up there. Don't want to go too far. Oh wow, they tore that building down. Yeah, okay. So everything's working. That's good. Can turn my jacket off, and I know it was just a little short ride, but just wanted to see if anything fell out. I did, besides the Eastern Beaver, I did go back to a 15-tooth sprocket. I found the stock 14. The throttle was too twitchy. And I also dropped by 5 miles a gallon according to the computer. So changed that up. So now I should be hopefully less twitchy. It was almost like second gear was first. So I couldn't find a good balance. This has the Ari Henning big bore kit in there. So the fueling, and it's got the, what is it? It's got the ECU stage 3, I think. So the fueling's different and the power curve is different than the stock one. So there's that, but I just wanted to test that all out, and it seems good. So let's get back down this hill, and oh, everything's falling down. I suppose this will all be falling down pretty soon here. Let's get back down this hill. I'm gonna go for a little ride because I did check the balance on my front tire because it was way out. Let's see if I can't get out of here. And I did change my gear shift lever. Changed all kinds of stuff on this bike. Let's see if I can't get out of here. Stuck in a hole. I gotta roll down this hill, and it's all weeded up. So I don't know what I'm getting into. Come on, stuck on something. Stuck on a weed. Stuck on a bunch of weed. Uh-oh. Cockleburrs? I don't know. Let me try and roll up here. I'm in a hole. Oh, legs getting stuck. Okay, just gotta make it down this hill. It's all rutted up here. Rutted and bumpy. What am I hitting? Just go for a frostbite. Roll down the hill. Roll down the hill. Hopefully I won't hit any nails or spikes or anything. Beautiful. I forgot to plug my jacket back in. Gotta do that, right? Yep. Make sure my brakes are working. Yep. Plug the jacket back in. Turn it on. Oh, that feels good. Might put on some heated grips too. Possibly, maybe. Okay. Oh, I love this gerbing jacket. Oh, it's so nice. If you've never ridden with a heated jacket, you are missing out. It's the bomb. All right, everything works. Power there, power there. That's off. Okay, that's off. Okay, cool. All right, we're good to go. See you next time.